everybody for being a part of our live studio audience. But normally, Jeff and I record first thing on Monday morning. And trying to be a little more inclusive, I realize a lot of folks got to get up and go to work. So we've reshuffled a little bit. And as long as AEW is not doing a pay-per-view, man, you can count on us being here on Sunday night. So hope you're enjoying what's happening in the sports world. It's a pretty exciting time. You know, basketball's back, and we saw basketball history made last week, Jeff. You know, we saw LeBron James and his son Eric Watts take the court at the exact same time. What did you think of young Mr. Watts' debut Bronny James as a Laker?
Conrad,
you think he went out there and he looked at the other opposing team and he said, in classic Memphis fashion, "Daddy said sail." Do you think that happened? My God.
I know you follow football, but you know who Doug Gottlieb is? Okay. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, I read his quote. And I'm going to just paraphrase it, but it was such a stinger. They said they treated Bronny like a Make-A-Wish child.
Well, I mean,
my gosh, that was stiff. But, you know, what in the world has Adam Silver, the Lakers, LeBron, what are they thinking? Do they not have any self-awareness how bad this makes Bronny look? They went down 7 in the 3 or 4 minutes that he was out here. Coach Rosie on here tonight. Coach Rosie's probably
he's here. If Coach Rosie's awake, he's with us at adfreeshows.com.
No.
I can't wait until I guess I can wait, but you know, the LA sports writing media right now, everybody is all in on the Dodgers and the Yankees because, you know, by the time folks listen to this, game 3 will be, you know, in the books. But as you and I are recording, the Dodgers are up 2-0. People thought maybe Ohtani was questionable for game 3. By now, everyone listening to this knows what happened there. But the sports media has been a little distracted with the Dodgers. But it certainly feels like a week from now, boy, it's going to be all eyes on this situation. And, man, this is just not good.
Well, no, I do. I have, and maybe, being the son of a promoter, and I think as I look back on my career, man, sometimes it was not fun, but my old man was just ruthless and brutal and son of a promoter, and just it is what it is. But to me, this is just, oh my God, it's ugly every which way around, and shame on those guys. Is it making money? No. Like, why are they doing it other than just to kind of appease LeBron, which I think LeBron is, maybe he doesn't care. Turning NBA, but the league should care about. I mean, it's bad for the league. Anyhow.
I totally agree. They're taking care of their star, and that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to take care of Jeff, but some of these questions, they might get a little rough. And I'm looking forward to this.
Okay. We always do. Ask Jeff anything. I always get good feedback on this. Always. Not just online. When people talk, hey, I like that episode of Ask Jeff Anything. I got a question to ask you anyhow. So I'm ready whenever you are. Pal. What we got any house cleaning you want to do? Wait. Dave, have we talked about the Tennessee-Alabama game yet? That's okay. Maybe next year. Got to soak it all in. You give me a hard enough time as it is. So, all right. Look at him. He's all boo-boo faced up. Let me ask you this. Have you ever asked Bruce or JR, or maybe even Eric, but I'd love to hear Bruce or JR, what baby face creates the biggest boo-boo face if they're having to do the job walking to the ring? That's my Ask Connie anything.
I mean, Jim Ross has went on the record, said he's never had a bigger boo-boo face crybaby in the history of the wrestling business than Jeff Jarrett in Ohio, saying he needed him to double it if he wanted him to do the job. He had a little housekeeping to do himself, and if you want that belt, I'm going to need you to go to the box office. Write me a check. A lot of chatter about Double J's ass and the true classic jeans. Let's get it trending. Hashtag Double J's ass. We've talked a lot about Dusty's ass. Now we'll talk about Double J's ass. He's been talking out of it for 28 minutes today. Let's jump right into it. We got a bunch of really fun questions and then some maybe not so fun, but let's do an easy, fun one. I was at the Cardiff TV taping and All In. One of the highlights was being in the crowd while singing. Jeff Rowe looked like he was having the time of his life in the ring, lapping it up. It really put a smile on my face to see the love that Jeff and Tony both got from the UK crowds. Is that a real highlight of this AEW run for you? I mean, that was a late night, in the middle of the night moment, and I'm sure it had to catch a lot of people off guard, maybe nobody more than you. I mean, you have made a career out of being one of the most hated men in all of wrestling, the true to the bone heel. And man, they just couldn't get enough Double J that night. Take us back to that night. How fun was that?
I don't think I've shared this before, but the look on Karen's face might have said it all, because, getting at the building and knowing, Dynamite and Collision, and I had worked in that building before. And when we parked the bus, Karen, I almost told her this story just to aggravate her, because I remember working that bus on a mid 90s tour for WWF. So I remember the venue and going in and lugging luggage up 3 flights of stairs, and it's one of those old buildings, but it's got a great intimate setting, and London has seen loads and loads of wrestling, but Cardiff through the years doesn't get a lot. But no, it blew me away. I remember coming out and the reaction was good, but once we got up in the ring, is late in the night. Cardiff folks had their adult beverages, so they were feeling no pain, and we all had a blast. But I can just remember looking at Karen, and she was just like, what the hell is going on? So it was great. And then it goes without saying, the Wembley reaction, certainly highlight, not just the AEW run, one of the highlights of my career. You just, at this stage, at my age, my stage in my career, and we've talked about this on an earlier episode, so I won't get into it, but it was super, super special. Hats off. I love my freeloaders. That's what I used to call them during the TNA days. I love my UK folks. I've always said it. They know what they like and they know what they don't like, and they will absolutely let you know both ways. And so I respect that.
Dad has a question. What's the secret to your workouts? I saw it asked in an old WWF magazine, but Jeff wouldn't answer because he treated it like a trade secret. But to be so physically gifted at his very advanced age, you got to spill the beans. So yeah, Jeff, now that you get to eat supper at 4:00 and you're parking right up by the front door, and putting your head down when the sun goes down, what is the key to your workouts these days, Jeff?
I don't see it anywhere on the text, but to be so physically gifted at his age, I didn't see advanced in there. You just kind of ad-libbed, didn't you, pal?
I guess. I don't know how that happened.
No. You want me to answer this, Conrad, or you want me to just? You're such in a damn bad mood about that Alabama-Tennessee game. All right. What is the question? Put it back up there, Silva. I want to make
What's your workouts? I mean, just smarten everybody up. What is your workout routine?
It's too hard to just give. All right. You know what? All right. So, Dad, however we say this name on here, Dad Vesatter. How do you say that, Conrad? Who cares? Sorry. Great question. Get the book, Heavy Duty. It's a 70s workout book, but the whole premise is pre-exhaustion with high reps and get your heart rate up. And I say you've got to come to failure. If you don't fail every set, it's almost a complete wasted set, but you have to pre-exhaust. So that gets a little bit of complicated when you get into it. Got to get a lot of protein. Working out, I say, is about 30% of it. I say the other 33% of it is eating. And then the other 33% on that would be what you do with the rest of your day, the other 23 hours. So
are we talking about the Mike Mincer, his book, Heavy Duty? Is that what we're talking about?
Look at you.
Here's what he says. The last rep where you're trying as hard as you can and you barely make it. This is what turns on the growth mechanism in your body. That last almost impossible rep where you're baring your teeth, you're shaking all over, you need assistance. That rep is very special. That rep is very different. There's something special going on inside your body when that happens. So wow. Yeah, go out of your way. Check that out. Mike Mincer's Heavy Duty. And I guess it really popped off again on social media last year. But
look at Connie. Right.
There's the secret right from Double J. And by the way, putting down the bread in the can probably helps too, right?
I was going to say that that's a whole, but it's the working out. But that Heavy Duty book was done where you do like 6 to 12 reps. I think nowadays with all the modern science and everything, I've moved that up between 15 and 20. Fail at 15 or 20, don't fail at 6 or 8. But it's a whole different theory. So I've kind of mashed up quite a few things. But heart rate's another thing. Heart's your biggest muscle. If you don't have your heart rate going less than 10 minutes into your workout, you're really missing the boat. You got to get it up into your exercise range, 65% or higher. So
how many days a week do you do it, Jeff?
So I push one day, chest, shoulders, and tries. I pull the other day, back, buys, and lats, legs, cardio, heavy cardio one day. And then the next day, I do cardio and core, and then just try to get movement on that 7th day. But Conrad, let me ask you, have you ever had, I can't even say it right, plantar fasciitis?
I have. Yes, sir. It sucks.
I've never had it.
Wow.
I'm dealing with it right now.
I've got for the first time ever sciatica right now.
Oh,
my sciatic nerve in my right hip. Like I used to make fun of folks. I thought I had hurt my back. It was not ever my back. It was just that nerve, but I've never had it before. And it's like when I go from laying flat in the morning to sitting at a 90-degree angle, like in this chair, it's like, oh, that doesn't feel good.
Breath.
Which is why you've seen me squirming around a little bit in recent weeks. But yeah, man, I'm glad that we're getting the secret sauce here. So there you go, Dad. Check it out. Check out Mike Mincer's book, Heavy Duty.